When I was barely making $1,000 a month, I assumed that I am rich and wealthy, and now I make more than $30,000 a month. When I was bedridden with severe nerve damage, and every doctor told me that if it's not healed by now, it will never heal, I assumed that I am healthy, and now I'm fully healed. The law of assumption completely changed my life, and that's why in today's video I reveal the 6 law of assumption principles that transformed my health and my bank account statement, the one concept that dictates what you experience in your reality more than anything else, and what really makes or breaks your manifestation success, and what you absolutely must do so that the bridge of incidents can be built for you. For all my life, until my spiritual awakening in the year 2020, I was walking and dressing and behaving like a man who's already broken and like a man who's completely broke. I was walking and acting like somebody who was afraid to be seen, so how could potential business partners and clients see me? It's impossible. And that's why I had to change myself. In fact, I had to go deep and change the conception of myself. And this leads us to the first principle I want to share with you. Your self-concept dictates your reality. And that's why Neville Goddard shared the following words in The Power of Awareness. To reach a higher level of being, you must assume a higher concept of yourself. And that's exactly what I had to do. In order to become the wealthy person that I want to be, I had to let go of my broke self-concept, and I had to do this. Walk like someone who is abundant. Dress like someone who is abundant. Think like someone who is abundant. Do what someone who is abundant does. So yes, I stepped into a completely new self-concept, and I chose this new self-concept. And just like I have the freedom to choose my self-concept, you have the freedom to choose any conception of yourself, any self-concept that you want to embrace. And Neville Goddard describes this perfectly in The Power of Awareness. You are free to choose the concept you will accept of yourself. Therefore, you possess the power of intervention, the power which enables you to alter the course of your future. And we are going through this process together in week number 3 of my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program. There you let go of your old, broke and struggling self, and you step into a completely new self-concept, which is abundant, which is wealthy and rich, so that through this embodiment process, you draw this reality to you. And Neville Goddard described the importance of this in Your Faith is Your Fortune. Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Do not try to change people. They are only messengers telling you who you are. Revalue yourself, and they will confirm the change. Change your self-concept and you will change your life. The truth is that there is only one way for you to receive your wish, and Neville Goddard described this perfectly with the following words in Be What You Wish. The rise is accomplished by affirming that we are already that which we want to be, by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And this leads us directly to principle number 2 that I want to share with you. Assuming the wish fulfilled inevitably fulfills your wish. But now you might be asking yourself, how do I do this? Neville Goddard explains it perfectly in Feeling is the Secret. Prayer is the art of assuming the feeling of being and having that which you want. And now you might be asking yourself, How do I pray in a way that inevitably leads to the materialization of my manifestation? When I began studying the law of assumption and manifesting with Neville Goddard's teachings, this confused the heck out of me. But thankfully, I then studied different lectures from Neville Goddard, and in one of the lectures, I found exactly what I was looking for. Here's what Neville says in Prayer, the Art of Believing. To pray successfully, you must have clearly defined objectives. You must know what you want before you can ask for it. You must know what you want before you can feel that you have it. And prayer is the feeling of the fulfilled desire. You have nothing to do but convince yourself of the truth of that which you desire to see manifested. So here are the practical steps. Step 1. Know exactly what it is that you want. Step 2. Reach the feeling of the fulfilled desire. Step 3. Continue to convince yourself that it is done. I followed this exact 3-step process when I healed my body and when I 30x'd my income. Now, what if I told you that the feeling of the wish fulfilled is not an emotion? I know it's shocking, even the universe is shocked. I am as shocked as you are. Many people who study Neville Goddard's work come to the conclusion that emotions don't matter at all. And they think to themselves, hey, the wish fulfilled is not an emotion, so why should I bother with emotions? And this leads us directly to principle number 3. The feeling of the wish fulfilled might not be an emotion, but emotions still matter. Yes, Neville Goddard did not label the feeling of the wish fulfilled as an emotion, but there are many lectures where Neville Goddard talks about emotions and the importance of emotions. Here's what he said in Feeling is the Secret. Your body is an emotional filter and bears the unmistakable marks of your prevalent emotions. Emotional disturbances, especially suppressed emotions, are the causes of all disease. And here's what he says in The Power of Awareness. In these mental journeys, an emotional continuity must be sustained, the emotion of fulfilled desire. Or have a look at what he says in Out of This World. If we could become as emotionally aroused over our ideals as we become over our dislikes, we would ascend to the plane of our ideal as easily as we now descend to the level of our hates. We just can't deny that emotions play a huge part in manifesting with the law of assumption, even if many people who study Neville Goddard's work scream, emotions don't matter, forget about emotions, but the truth is that there are countless lectures in which Neville Goddard talks about the importance of emotions. So feel as many positive emotions that are in perfect alignment with your wish fulfilled as you possibly can. And you have to go on a strict diet if you ever want to manifest your dream life. So yes, only chicken breast and broccoli for you. What about these delicious cookies? Of course, I'm not talking about this diet. I'm talking about your mental diet. And this leads us directly to principle number 4. Your mental diet makes or breaks your manifestation success. And here's what Neville Goddard said in Mental Diets. A man's mental conversations attracts his life. As long as there is no change in his inner talking, the personal history of the man remains the same. To attempt to change the world before we change our inner talking is to struggle against the very nature of things. In fact, our inner talking shapes the reality that we experience, and it creates the world that we live in. and Neville Goddard emphasized this with the following words. Our inner conversations represent in various ways the world we live in. Our individual worlds are self-revelations of our own inner speech. Now, what does that mean for you in a practical context? Practical exercise 1. Observe your thoughts and become aware of any thoughts that are not in alignment with your future reality. Then change them. Practical exercise number 2. Be conscious about what you consume. Only let information in your mind that supports the state of the wish fulfilled. Practical exercise number 3. Consciously create thoughts that are in alignment with your wish fulfilled and use affirmations to affirm them daily. You have to do everything in your power to avoid the trap that Neville Goddard describes with the following words in Mental Diets. We abandon ourselves to negative inner talking, yet expect to retain command of life. Our present mental conversations do not recede into the past as man believes. They advance into the future to confront us as wasted or invested words. So take your mental diet seriously. I did, and it paid off big time. What separates someone who is able to manifest all their wildest dreams and all their desires from someone who struggles to manifest a pen? With your weird German accent, which one of those two did you mean? Let me ask you this. Do you see your future, or do you just think about your future? Do you experience your future, or do you see someone else experiencing your future? The first trap is to just think about your future and to never really go into the imaginal act. But the second trap that so many people fall into when they then go into the imaginal act is to see someone else making the experience that they want to manifest. And this trap leads us directly to principle number 5. The imaginal act transforms pictures into matter. And here's what Neville Goddard said about your imaginal activity. To attempt to change circumstances before I change my own imaginal activity is to struggle against the very nature of my own being, for my own imaginal activity is animating my world. And here are the 3 rules of imagining that I always follow when I go in the imaginal act. Rule number 1, I always visualize from the first person perspective and never from the third person perspective. Because from the third person perspective, you just look at someone who makes the experience. And this someone might be you, it might be somebody else. But from the first person perspective, that's how you really immerse yourself into the experience, because that's how we see our life. Because when I now look at myself, I see my hands, I look down my body, I see my feet. That's how we experience life. And when you visualize like that, you are in the experience. And this leads us to number 2. And that's to add sound, taste, touch, smell, add all the senses and make it a vivid sensory experience. Because then you're not just seeing images, but you actually live it. And then you're truly in the state of the wish fulfilled, because it feels as if it already happened. And this leads us to rule number 3, and that's that you immerse yourself into the imaginal act without this intense pressure. So stop putting that pressure on yourself that you have to see 4K images all the time. Sometimes it's just a shadow. Sometimes it looks as if it's a pencil drawing. Go with the flow. Allow yourself to let go of that pressure and to just go with the flow in the imaginal act, and then you're doing it right. And remember what Neville Goddard said in This Is My Name Forever I Am. Not a thing comes into this world unsupported by your own wonderful imaginal act. It does not remain in the world without such support, and when it ceases to receive that support, it vanishes as though it were never present. That's why I also do this. No matter how many desires I manifest, no matter how much abundance I attract, I will continue to go into the imaginal act every single day, because I know that in order to keep the abundance in my life and in order to grow my abundance even more, I need this support. I have to continue to reach that wonderful state of the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to go in the imaginal act and to stay in this realm of being a powerful manifester. And that's why I invite you to say yes to the challenge that Neville Goddard gives us in Let Us Go Into Silence. Test yourself and you will discover that your imaginal act was the cause of the response of the world relative to you. So create an image of your desired reality, an image that you fully experience, and then this experience will find you. What if I told you that there is one more thing you absolutely must do in order to receive your manifestation from the universe? You are so close, just one more step. And now you might be asking yourself, how will the universe send me my desired reality? How will I receive my manifestation? You have to walk across a bridge. And Neville Goddard describes this beautifully in The Law and the Promise. The imaginal activity of living in the feeling of the wish fulfilled leads man across a bridge of incident to the fulfillment of the dream. This bridge will be built for you, and it will not be built out of stone or steel. Here are its ingredients: signs, synchronicities, serendipities, unexpected meetings, ideas out of nowhere, mental nudges to go somewhere or do something. But wait, there is one thing you absolutely must do, and without it, the bridge of incidents cannot be built for you. And this leads us directly to principle number 6. The bridge of incidents will be built for you once you master self-control of your thoughts and feelings. And here's what Neville Goddard said about the importance of your thoughts and feelings. Try to notice what you're saying in yourself at this moment, to what thoughts and feelings you are consenting. In feeling is the secret, he even says. Mastery of self-control of your thoughts and feelings is your highest achievement. And once you dedicate yourself to mastering your thoughts and feelings by observing them, transmuting them, guiding them, creating them, all your desires will manifest, because the universe can build the bridge of incidents for you. These are all aspects that the amazing people who have worked with me in my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program, have mastered. And by doing that, they completely transformed their lives. And yes, others might be saying that it was pure luck or a coincidence that you manifested your dream partner, that you started a business that succeeded beyond your wildest dreams, that you got a promotion that doubled your income instantly. But you know better. Just like Neville Goddard described in his lecture Live in the End. If you tell them it came to pass because you simply imagined it, no, they will point to the series of events that led up to it. And they will give credit to the bridge of incidents across which you walked towards the fulfillment of that state. And they will point out some physical thing that was the cause. But you know that the bridge of incidents was built for you because of your inner work. And if you're ready to take your understanding of manifesting and your ability to draw large sums of money to you to the next level, I invite you to click on the first link in the description or to go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/abundance to find out more about my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program. There you can watch countless testimonials from previous coaching clients, you can have a look at what awaits you in each of the individual coaching sessions, including the special bonus session that you receive when you join this month. And of course, you can also go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/mastery or click on the second link in the description to find out more about my audio program and all the amazing bonuses, including more than 60 guided meditations and hypnosis files that you get for free by investing in this program. And what if I told you that I used Neville Goddard's self-concept to create my new abundant self and to become my new abundant self, and to then draw hundreds of thousands of dollars to me? If you're ready to find out exactly how I did this, you can watch this video next.